This is TWiT.
Julian Assange extradition is full speed ahead. Ruled, we're waiting. I guess you have to. The Home Secretary has to say okay, but the UK High Court granted an appeal by the U.S. government, asking that they allow him to be extradited to the United States to be tried under the fairly controversial Espionage Act. 18 counts connected with Wikileaks. Now the Home Secretary in the UK gets to decide. I am curious. I asked this on TWiT as well, and I don't know if we reached a consensus. I mean, look, there's a lot to say negative about Julian Assange, but the U.S. government's going after him for the Chelsea Manning revelations, including, the leaked videos of airstrikes against journalists and civilians that, he definitely spoke truth to power. Right. And to some degree, the charges are trumped up. They're saying he taught people how to, I guess Chelsea Manning had a hack in his conversations with her in the chat room. I think those are pretty weak. This is that Espionage Act, which can be used as a weapon, as a cudgel, as much as a law by the U.S. government. On the other hand, you can give a lot of examples where Julian Assange may have acted as an agent of the Russian government. That he, there's
well, like we don't have others of those around.
Yeah, that's true. What's your take on it, Jeff? Can Julian Assange get a fair trial in the United States? Are these charges fair, or is it a chilling? Does it have a chilling effect on people, those who would speak truth to power, including journalists?
Yeah, I think Julian Assange can be a real jerk, but isn't it always the case that you defend rights by defending the rights of jerks? And as journalists, we should be standing with him here for the chill that it could put not only on the journalists but also on the sources we have, and how we could be held liable for being involved with those sources in any ways and interpretations. If here's my phone number. Did you just explain to them how to use a phone? It can reach absurd levels. And can he get a fair trial here? No, I don't think so.
Now, if a journalist suborned somebody to hack, to do an illegal act in order to get information, that journalist, that's illegal. And as a journalist, professor of journalism, you would tell your students, don't do that. Right.
Yes. Right.
So
exactly.
You don't tell someone to go steal documents. You just, if they give you the stolen documents, You're like, cool, thanks.
So the prosecutors say that Assange helped Chelsea Manning crack a password, did some hacking, which I don't think actually happened, allowed her to log into the SIPRNet government network using a username that didn't belong to her, so that she could sneak in and steal these documents. I think that there's a fairly weak evidence that Assange actually got Manning to do that, or taught Manning how to do that. Mm-hmm. But if that is a criminal act, I mean, we're not talking the First Amendment here. If Assange did that, that would be a criminal act.
Well, let me ask you,
abetting or something.
How about Stacey actively encouraging Manning to leak information? Is you saying that's a beyond the pale as well?
I'm trying to think about, like, in reporting, especially around like computer issues and digital files and assets. Like I have sent people like bash script to run on their computers to track like trace routes for like tracking peering. Like when I'm writing, this is not government secrets.
I wouldn't do that anymore if I were you.
Well, I mean, that's actually, it's how traffic's flowing on the internet. So I'm trying to think about, like, if you're handing someone, like, I'm trying to get information from I'm reporting out something from a wide arrangement, like a wide geographic spread. So I'm sitting here thinking about that. I'm just
pointing out the Espionage Act was written in 1917. And it's a pretty...
I mean, I know not to convince my sources to, like, I don't tell them, here's how to pick a lock. And I mean, but what if I sent them a YouTube video on how to pick a lock to go get access to them?
Okay. There you go. Yeah.
Or just told them to Google it.
Yeah. So the Espionage Act prohibits obtaining information recording pictures, or copying descriptions of any information relating to national defense with intent or reason to believe that the information may be used for the injury of the United States or the advantage of any foreign nation.
Well, but this is also where we have to decide. Chelsea Manning was a whistleblower, as you intimated earlier. And so is this espionage or is this patriotism?
Yeah, this is the same question with Snowden, right?
Right.
What's his name?
Winning. What's her name? Winning.
Reality Winner.
Reality Winner.
How could I forget her first name? Reality Winning. Yeah.
Winner.
I often want to forget reality.
Winner.
Or Daniel Ellsberg.
Absolutely.
Going back to the Watergate in Vietnam. Pentagon Papers. He leaked the Pentagon Papers to the Times. He also was charged under the Espionage Act. The judge dismissed charges protecting.
Right now we have a judge that's trying to prevent the New York Times from publishing material that they have as reporters on James O'Keefe. And that's prior restraint. And we've won that fight before on prior restraint. And right now the New York Times is losing it. And there's tons of threats to the press and freedom of expression and freedom of speech going on right now. And so, this is troubling.
That's why Snowden's in Russia. He was charged under the Espionage Act, and rather than facing those charges, fled the country and sought asylum in Russia. Much like Assange did in the Ecuadorian embassy and then later in the UK. He's in prison in the UK, and should the Home Secretary Priti Patel approve the requests, he could be on his way to the United States. And I think I kind of agree with you. It's not that he wouldn't receive a fair trial so much, Jeff, it's that it's just like throwing the dice. You don't know. It depends on the judge. It depends on.
Well, isn't that so much? I mean, welcome to Justice in America.
I was going to say, that's all cases.
A lot less attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on that one.